Hello everyone, so this video is going to show you how to perform an effective web search. So for example, like, have you guys ever felt overwhelmed by the amount of online information with the million of websites out there? It's easy to get overwhelmed and just get lost in endless scrolling, but the good news is that with a few smart techniques, you can turn the internet into your own personal research tool. So for example, we're going to start off with Google right here. That's going to be where we're going to be searching up our words. So for example, everything starts with the search bar, which is going to be right here, and then the words that you type are going to be called keywords, which tells the search engine exactly what you like. So in order to just save ourselves time, so instead of typing a long question onto Google, you could just use focus terms. So for example, instead of asking Google, how can I make my phone battery last longer, the focus terms that we can use are extend phone battery life. So that's a very shortened question of it. So for example, once we do that, Google automatically shows us how to extend our phone battery life. So for example, turn on the battery saver, dim the screen, or turn on auto brightness to extend battery life. So it's just gonna give us a few examples, and it's gonna find exactly what we're needing for without having to type the whole question. So now we could go back onto Google. Now these are gonna be the tricks that are going to find the exact and specific web pages that we're looking for by using these specific symbols and words that refine your search. So for example, one really good one is the usage of quotation marks for exact matches. So for example, I want to search up causes of global warming, and once we do the quotation marks, it's going to find exactly only causes of global warming with the quotation marks. So as we can see, everything that pops up is just climate change, and all the web pages and articles that are gonna help us perhaps do our project. And instead of just finding different things, it's just gonna go straight into global warming. Now let me go back onto Google. Another cool one is the usage of the minus sign to remove results that we don't want. So for example, if we search up apple, we don't want to find the fruit, we're going to use the minus sign right next to the word fruit. So the only thing that pops up is the technology company and not the apple, the fruit. So we don't have two different web searches. And as you can see, everything that just shows up is just the company Apple. For example, Mac, official Apple support, an iPad, videos about Apple, all that good stuff. Now, another usage of a search operator would be the inclusion of the or. So for example, if we do vacation or holidays, as I have it right here, all that Google's going to find is just vacation or holidays. So what's the difference? Which one do you prefer? What is the difference? So it's just going to find specifically vacation or holidays for us, and it's not going to deviate from that as well. Now, if we want to find specific information from a specific website, what we can do is use site nationalgeographic.com, and if we want to find climate change again, we're going to do that. So we're going to type all of this out and we're going to search it in the web page, and as you can see, everything that pops up is on National Geographic. It does not deviate from any other articles, and if we just want to use this is a perfect way just to find certain things about climate change on this site. Now, if we want to find reliable sources, I'm going to go back into, for example, quotation marks on climate change. Now, whatever Google searches up, now we're just going to look at the ending just to check if they're more reliable rather than just random pages or opinion blogs. And then websites ending in like edu, .gov, or .org are going to be the most reliable. So for example, .org, what is climate change by the United Nations, NASA, .gov as well right here, .gov. So those would be reliable sources versus other ones, for example, like .com, which are just regular random pages, which might not be as reliable.